Right. This is the Terraform module, guys. You guys can use this Terraform module and create it from. So I already shared it in the, yeah. So I already shared it in the, okay. So I pasted in the, so, so Srinivas, the exam fee is 6,000, 6K they said like that.
6K.
Hmm. You can inform to, okay.
Okay, okay, I will.
Yeah. So this is the module,
What
right? This
certification
is,
is that exam fee?
his friend is asking that he GitHub Microsoft certification. So they said like that 6,000 to write the exam. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the module, guys. You can download this module and you can use this module and you can create the instance through this module. So this is the skeleton, guys. So by using this skeleton, so in this main it will be calling this module. In this call, it will be calling these modules. You guys can use this module and create the EC2 instance. Okay, create the EC2 instance. Okay. So this is the very easy, guys. Very easy. Why you are not doing? I don't know. Okay. So where we are? Hmm. So Git, right? Now you understood about the Git and the GitHub. So Git and GitHub. Why GitHub, guys? To store the project code or to store the code, to store the multiple developers. They are working on the multiple places. So they need to push their code into this repository. So this repository is, so all the developers code will be integrated in the one repository and it will be tracking who modified, when modified, where modified, right? So this is nothing but a this repository. Today I will show you how to create this repository, GitHub repository, and how to install the Git local Git, guys. Okay. Yeah. So what is that? Open source is nothing but a free of cost and source code also available. And Git CLI. So what is Git CLI, guys? Git CLI. So Git CLI is nothing but a Git command. So what are the commands, guys? So what are the commands? Git CLI commands. One second. Receive. DevOps, DevOps. Guys, understood? Providers, resources, and variables. So resources and variables. Yeah. So what is that? So this is your local repository and this is your remote repository. Remote repository is nothing but a GitHub is the remote repository. Git is the local repository. So what this is, guys? So this is a remote repository and local repository. So how you can push the code from local repository to a remote repository. So how you can execute this, guys? So you can so if you want to use the Git, Git is a CLI. So we can use the Git, guys? You can use the Git through the commands only. What are those commands? Git add, Git commit, Git checkout, Git merge, Git pull, Git push. These all are the commands, guys. These all are the commands. We have a multiple commands, but so how you can, so Git is a CLI. How you can work with the Git? We can work with the Git through commands only. We can work with the Git through commands only. Okay. So what this is? So this is the Git, guys. So this is nothing but a local repository, and this is nothing but a remote repository. What this is? This is a remote repository. So remote repository is nothing but, so this. What this is? This is the a remote repository. Git remote repository. And this is, guys, this is a Git remote repository. So what this is, guys? So this is the a remote repository. GitHub remote repository. Is understood? Local repository. So what is the local repository? So for example, so you see, right, Git bash is Git bash is the local. How you can access the local repository? You can access the local repository to Git bash only. You can request to Git bash only. So what this is? This is the local repo. This is the local repo, and this is the remote repo. What this is, guys? This is a remote repo is nothing but a repository. So this is the remote repository, and this is the local repository. So how we can handle this local repository? Through commands. So through commands only. What are the commands? I already told you, right? Git add, git commit, git merge, git push, git checkout, git add, git commit, git merge. So these all are the commands. So remote, so how you can work it? We can remote, right? So we can use a GUI. So we can use a GUI. Is understood? Yesterday I already told you, right? So Git is a CLI, open source. Took that source code and GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket people created GUI tools, and these all are the remote repositories. These all are the remote repositories. So what you need to install? You need to install it in the Git and Git Bash, Git Bash in the local, and how you can register or sign up, sign up account. So right, so one is register sign up account, then create a repository, and create the token for the communication. So what are the, guys? So we need to do three steps. So one is register the account. Second one is created the repos. Third one is, so we need to get the communication between these two. Communication between these two. Account creators. So communication between these two. Yes, understood. Okay. Okay. So register and sign up, account creation, and created the repository and create the token for the communication. Okay. So in local, what you need to do? You need to do the Git, GitHub, Git Bash installation. Okay. Yeah. So git CLI commands. What are those? Git add, git and git commit, git status, git log, git push, git pull, and git clone, ECT, etc. Okay. So git GUI tools. So what are the GUI tools, guys? What are the git GUI tools? Yes, yesterday we discussed it, right? So what are the git GUI tools?
GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket.
Yes, GitHub, GitLab, and Bitbucket. These all are the three GUI tools. GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket. Okay. So what this is? This is the Git. So this is the Git. Okay. Yeah, guys. We understood Git GUI tools, GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket, Azure Repo, or AWS code commit, etc. etc. Yes, understood. These all are the Git GUI tools. Okay. So what is a Git client? Git client. So what is a Git client? So Git client, also known as a Git or Git bash, is used in the developer mission that connects with the GitHub, GitLab, or Bitbucket. What this is? So this is the Git bash or Git also. So Git client is also known as a Git or Git bash, is used in the developer mission or developer DevOps or QA mission that connects with the GitHub, GitLab, and Bitbucket. So this will connect to the remote repository. How we can push the code? So we can connect with, so Git client, also known as a Git or Git bash, is used to develop permission that connects with the GitLab, GitHub, and Bitbucket. Why we need to connect? So we need to push the code, and so we need to pull the code. Pull is nothing but a, so git push or git pull. So this is the git bash. Git bash will connect to the remote repository because of, we can push the code and we can pull the code. Push means so upload, pull means download. So what is a Git client? Git client, also known as a Git or Git bash, is used in developer mission that connects with the GitHub, GitLab, and Bitbucket. GitHub, GitLab, and Bitbucket. Yes, understood?
How much the maximum size you can upload?
Yeah. So you can use a number of space. There is no limit. You can upload any and you can upload anything. You can upload something like 10 GB, 20 GB. There is no limitation of the storage.
Okay.
Okay. So Git client. So what is a Git client? So Git client, guys, tell me what is a Git client? Git bash is used in developer mission that connects with GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket. That connects with GitHub, GitLab, and Bitbucket. Yes, understood. So what is a repository? Yes, what is a repository? What is a repository? So repository is nothing but a to store the data. So to store the data, so project code will be project code name array. So what is a repository? Repository is nothing but a project name. So project name, for example, AWS with DevOps material. AWS with DevOps material. So this is my project code or project name. Okay. So what is a branch, guys? What is a branch? Guys, what is a branch? Magna, what is a branch?
Folder.
Branch, it can be a copy of whatever code main master code is there. It we can make a branch out of it, meaning a copy of the main code.
Okay. Fujita, are you saying something?
Yeah, I'm about to tell the same thing. It is a separate copy for our project or our main code.
Hmm. So what is our project is? So our project, for example, we created the project. What is the project, for example? Project is HDFC Bank. What is that? So our client is HDFC. Our repository name is project name is HDFC Bank. Okay. So this HDFC Bank code will deploy it on how many environments? So this HDFC Bank code will be deployed on, for example, developer develop this code. So this code will be deployed on how many environments? Guys, how many environments that we will deploy this code?
3 environments.
What are those?
Day one QA testing and
Yes, very
production.
good. So if the developer develop that code, right? So we need to deploy it on the environments, right? What are the environments? The environment should be a dev environment, QA environment, and production environment. Okay. Development, integration is nothing but a QA, prod is nothing but a production. Okay, production is nothing but a production environment. So the same code will be deployed under the development. Once the developer tests it, so it will deploy it under the integration. Once it is done, it will deploy it under the production. Okay, so right, so how many repositories we need? We need this much of repositories? No. So what is the branch? So branch is nothing but to maintain a separate code base for applications like development branch, integration branch, production branch, staging branch, okay, pre-prod, hotfix, testing, all these branches. Okay, so the code will be, so whenever you create a repository, a default branch will create, that branch name is brain branch. Okay, whenever you create a repository, a default branch will be created. What that branch? The branch is main branch. What is that? So what is that main branch? So the code will be, so HDFC is the repository. The code will be in the main branch. The code will be in the development branch. The code will be in the integration branch. The code will be in the production branch. Okay, so the code will be to maintain a separate code base for applications. To maintain a separate code base for applications like a dev branch, a production branch, a UAT branch, integration, staging, hotfix testing. So whenever you create a repository, a default branch will be created. That branch name is main branch. The branch name is main branch. I will show you this. What this is my repository. So what this is, so whenever you create the repository, so it will create a main branch. The code will be in the main branch. All these codes will be in the main branch. So how many branches we have? 5 branches. For example, you can check the future branch. The same code will be available under the future branch also. The same code will be available under the modify branch, revert branch, all these branches. Okay, because of a future is deployed. So for example, a future and a bug will be deploying to the production environment, right? These are the new features. So first, the code will be deployed under the which branch? Development branch. Okay, the code will be pushed to the development branch because of these are new feature. So this code will be available under the production branch and integration branch? No. So first we need to test it in the development branch. If it is success, then so they will move it to the main branch. So from the main branch to they will create the integration and integration to main branch. You will understand, guys. So now you understand, just understand about the branch. To maintain a separated code base for applications like a dev branch, production branch, UAT, staging, integration, pre-prod, hotfix, testing, etc. guys. So whenever you create a repository, a default branch will be created. That branch name is main branch. The main branch, guys, you guys can remember, the main branch will be synced to the production branch because of if something goes wrong on the production branch, right? So they will create the production branch from the main branch. That's the reason. So whatever the code in the production branch, right, the same code will be in the main branch. These are something like when this is the hotfix and future is added, something like integration also added. But so in the real time, it will sync. The production will be synced to the main. So whatever the code is there in the main branch, the same will be in the production branch. The same will be in the production batch. So to maintain a separate code base for applications like a dev branch, production, UAT, staging, integration, pre-prod, hotfix, setting, etc. Guys, now you understood? So what is a branch? So branch is nothing but a to to maintain a what is that, guys? To maintain separate code base. To maintain a separate code. Separated to maintain a separated code base for applications. Applications like dev, dev branch, production branch, production, UAT. UAT means user acceptance tester, staging, integration, pre-prod, hotfix, testing, right? Testing, etc. Testing, etc. You guys understood? That is nothing but a branch. So whenever you create a repository, a branch will create, a default branch will create default branch will create that branch name is main. That branch name is name before it is master. Before it is master. Understood? So what is a local repository? What is a local repository? Local repository. So what is local repository? So for example, git bash. Okay. cd hdfc. So, for example, HDFC Bank is there. Here you see, right? Main. So, this is the local branch, local repository. What it will be there. So, the .git folder is there. For example, if you go to the any directory HDFC, so RML converter star CD HDFC. Guys, CD, HDFC. Just this is the directory. So in this directory, a main is showing or not? Not showing. That is the reason this is the normal directory. If you see CD dot dot CD HDFC bank. So this is yesterday I created, guys. Okay. So in this HDFC bank, there is a main branch is there. That is, this is the local repository. How do you know if the .git folder is there, right? So in the developer mission, so what is that? So developer mission contains a .git folder is nothing but a local repository. How do you figure out if the mission having a if the mission contains a developer mission contains a .git folder, so that is a local repository. So what is a remote repository? So remote repository already known, right? So what is remote repository? So remote repository is nothing but, so this is the remote repository. What this is? AWS DevOps material is the remote repository. So what is a remote repository, guys? Now tell me, what is a remote repository?
It can be accessible to all the developers who are working on the code. So it's
Yes.
basically the distributed.
Yeah. GitHub contains a code. So connected to all the developer missions. Understood? So GitHub contains a code and connected to all the developer missions. That is nothing but a remote repository. So next, environment setup. So we need to set up the environment, right? So we need to install the Git and Git bash on local, and how to register, sign up account, create a repository, and create the token for the communication. Okay, I will show you this thing. So right, so environment setup. What is that, guys? Environment setup. So environment setup. Environment setup means how we can set up the environment. So first, download download the software from Git official website. What is that for the local? So for the local, so how you can download? You can download it from the web. So what is Git Git download? This is the official website git-scm.com. Okay. Yeah. So here, so Git for Windows X 64-bit setup. So once you click it, right, it will download it. Once it will download, guys. So this is right click and copy link address. So this is the software we need to download it. So we need to download it. So after downloading, what you need to do, guys? Install the Git software on Windows machine or laptop. Okay, Windows machine or laptop. Just double click, go to that folder, downloads folder, double click, next, 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 install, and finish. Guys. Next, install, finish. Right? It will be very easy. Close. Okay, go to control panel, programs and features. Sorry. And-
voice is breaking.
Yeah,
Yes.
same for me.
No.
Same. No, hurry. We can't hear.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah, now it's okay.
No. Yeah. Just click next install. So it will install Git as well as Git Bash also. Why Git Bash? So Windows, right? You are installing Git on Windows. Windows is a Windows CMD, we cannot execute the commands in the CMD. So that's the reason it will, while installing the Git, it will automatically install the Git bash also because of Git is a CLI. How you can interact with that Git? You can interact with it Git through CLI. So that CLI is a bash. That's the reason Git bash will automatically install while installing the Windows, while installing the Git. You guys understood? It will automatically install the git bash also because of git, how we can interact with the git, you can interact with the git through commands only. So that commands will be executed on the only bash shell. What that bash shell? That bash is a git bash. Okay. Yeah, git bash is installed. Now the local setup is done. Git hyphen version. Yeah, git 2.5.2.51.2 version is installed. Okay. If you just execute the git, right? So what is that? Git clone, git init, git add, git move, git restore, git rm, git rm, git clone, git init, git rm, git add, git move, git restore, git rm, git def, grep, log, show, status, right? So git fetch, git pull, git push, these all are the commands, right? So how we can execute these commands? You can execute these commands by using git. So how you can execute? You can execute through the git bash. You can execute through the git bash command. Okay. Yeah. So your local setup is done now. So now you need to register and log in the GitHub account. What is the second one, guys? That second step. Step one is how to install Git and Git Bash on your local machine. So for example, what this is, guys? This is the step one. Step one, how to install Git and Git Bash on your local machine. So how to install Git and Git Bash on your local machine. Yes, understood. Step one is done. What is the step two? Step two is register and log in GitHub GitHub account. How to register and log in? How to register and log in GitHub account? What is that? So that is a step two, guys. What is the step two? Register and log in the GitHub account. So what is that URL? What is the URL, guys? GitHub URL. So GitHub URL is https://github.com. So this is the URL. So this is the URL. You can, yeah. So if you want to, this is this. Okay. So if you want to register the GitHub, what is that? GitHub.com. If you want to register the GitHub.com, you need a email address. What you need, guys? So for registering the So what you need? So requirements are email, email address. So you need a email address. So once you need a email address, guys. Yeah. What is that email address? So my email address is first I will log into my account, guys. Vedansh Krishna 123H. Right? Okay. What are the last part you remember of this Google account? Vedanshi. Vedanshi. Vedanshi Krishna. KRSH Krishna 123@gmail.com. Okay. Got the password. One second. So one second, guys. I'm calling to my team. Guys, I will do one thing. So she's not lifting the call. I'm creating another Gmail account. It will take hardly 2 minutes. Create an account, personal use. Srinivas Reddy Nuche. Last name is optional. Month is February. Today is 20. Here is 1947. Srinivas Reddy, you gender male. Next. Srinivas Reddy blue chip. Okay, we'll take this one. Srinivas, you can open our camera. Okay.
Camera na.
Next. Mm, okay. Yeah. Can you open the camera?
Scan చేయాలా?
Yes. Scan it. Actually, for my phone, I have created multiple times. I think 30, 40 mails I created. That's the reason my mobile is not able, not accepting this, creating the Gmail account. Okay. Yeah. Did you scan it?
Yeah. It's loading. This may take few moments. It's showing.
So when you scan right, it is showing. Yeah, yeah. Skip. Next. Agree. Yeah, shit, guys. Okay, why we need a Gmail account? So while sign up the GitHub, it will ask the code. It will ask the code, right? That will be sent to your email address. So what is the email address, guys? The email address is srinivasreddy@bluejay.com. Okay, this is password. What I said. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, password becomes compromised. This is the password. Username is bluejay. Bluejay Tech is taking. It's not available. Bluejay Tech 1 2 3 is available. Yeah, Bluejay Tech 1 2 3 is my username. What is the guys? So the email address, password, and username. Okay, then create a account. So to verify your account, it will, so you verification is completed, then confirm your email address. So we have sent a code to srinivasreddybluejay.com. So we need to enter the code. So that's the reason we need a fresh Gmail address. So right, if you already created the GitHub account to that email address, it will not accepting. Okay, it will not accepting. What is that, guys? So the link. So what is the username? Username is this. Okay. So I'm signing up the account. The password. Yeah, this is my password. Okay. Now the GitHub account is created. Now the GitHub account is created. Okay. Now you understood how to register and login. Now you understood how to register and login. So here, so what is the next step, guys? The next step is nothing but, so register and sign up, then created the So created repository. So create a repository. How we can create the repository? Just here, click create a repository. What is the repository? Our repository name is Terraform hyphen main. For example, so this is our Terraform main repository. So Terraform main repository. So create a repository. Okay. So Terraform main repository is created. So Terraform main repository is created. So what I told you, whenever we create a repository, right? So whenever we create a repository, a default branch will be created. That branch name is main branch. The branch name is main branch. I will tell you. Okay. So, yep. Guys, who is asking? Okay. So this is the step two is register and log in the account. Okay. This is the account name, email address. So this is the email address of what we required, guys. We required a email address. Why? So we will get the authentication code to the GitHub. Will send the authentication code to the your email address. That's the reason we need an email. And so one email we will not create the multiple GitHub accounts. So one email address will create only one GitHub account. Okay. Yeah. So you already. So the what is the step three, guys? Step three. What is the step three? Create one new empty repository. A new empty repository. So repository is created, right? How to create the repository? So click on plus symbol and enter any name, then create a repository. Create a repository. So for example, so what is this? So here plus so plus a new repository. If you want to create another repository, plus a new repository, give the name, then create a repository. Yes, understood? So just so the registration and sign up and login is completed and created the repository. So how we can communicate with the how we can communicate with the from remote to local, local to remote. We need to create a token for the communication. So how to create the token? So to create the token, okay. So click on your profile, then go to the settings and click the settings. In the go to left side. The left side there is a developer settings. Click the developer settings. Then so there is a personal access token and so this is the click on the token classics. Then generate a new token. Generate a new token classic. Right. The classic name is what is it? Terraform hyphen main. Okay. So this will be expired. So we will set as a no expiration. Okay. You can click the repo and delete. Need to provide the delete repo permission. Then generate the token. This is the token you generated. Why we need a token? So we need a token for. So what is the fourth one, guys? Generate the password. Generate the password token, right? So generated the password token. What this is? This is the token. So personal access token. Personal access token. So how we can communicate from your local to remote through the token only. Through this token only. If you want to push the code, right? How we can push? So we can push the code through this token. Okay. So what is this? Log into GitHub account and enter URL HTTP or enter the URL https://github.com/settings/tokens. You can directly go to that or click or click on your profile or name and settings. Click the settings, then developer settings, then you can click the personal access token, then token classic. Okay, then token classic, generate new token. Okay, choose new token classic. Choose name of the token, expiration we need to set as a no. Then choose check boxes, repo, user and admin, then delete repo. Okay, so this is the how you can generate the token. So now you understood. So the setup of the local and the setup of the remote is completed. The setup of the local and the setup of the remote is completed. Right? Yeah. So now I want to clone the repository. I want to clone the repository. So for the first time, if you want to, you already created a repository, right? You want to download that repository from your remote to local. How you can do it, guys? What is the command? What is the command, Meghna? So for the first time, if you want to download the repository from remote to local,
Git clone.
Yes, very good. For the first time, it is git clone, guys. So for the first time, you can use the git clone command to get the remote repository from remote to local. From the remote to local. From the next time onwards, we can use the git pull command. What is git pull, guys? Git pull is nothing but a download the changes to your local. So first time, if you want to download your repository, we can use the git clone. So some of the developers, Meghna. So after you clone the repository from remote to local, so Meghna and Pujita pushed their changes to remote repository. Now, in the remote repository having a new changes, if you want to sync with your remote to local, you can use the git pull. So first time you can use the git clone. From the next time onwards, you can use the git pull command. Git push is nothing but a whatever the code you want to push from your local to remote is nothing but a git push. Local to remote is nothing but a git push command. Yes, understood? Yeah. So now I want to so for the first time, we need to verify first time on your Git bash. So global, what is that? Global username and global email. Why you global username and email? Because of PhD back. Okay, Git log. You see, so author, who is the author? Durga Software. Okay, so what is the name? Durga Software dot Gmail address. Okay, so I want to delete that credentials manager. Sorry, credential manager, Windows credential managers. Git to remove. Okay, Okay. So for the first time, sorry. So for the first time, so we want to add the we want to add the user email and the user password. User email and the user password. Yes, understood. So what is that? Git config hyphen global user dot email. What is that? User dot email is Hari at the rate bluejtech.com. Okay. So this is the user email. Same like user name. Okay, we set the user email and username. Why we need who committed the code? So who deleted the code? Who modified the code? So how do you know? If you set the global username and email, then only the people know Hari is deleted, Hari is modified, Hari is created. Knows. Okay. And to validate if the user email and username is set correctly or not, you just use the username. What is the username, Hari? So what is the email? Email is bluechetek.com. Yeah. So the setup is done. So how to communicate between local repository to remote repository? Guys, how to communicate between local repository to remote repository? Guys, how to communicate from our local repository to remote repository? Yes, we created what we created. We created the we created the token for communication. Created the token for communication. What is that, guys? How to communicate between local remote and the remote repository? How to communicate between local repo to remote repo? How to communicate between local repo to remote repo, guys? So we can communicate by using token or sign in options, guys. So what are those? Sign in options. Nice, understood? Yeah. So how you can clone the repository from your local to remote to local, guys. So what this is, go to your profile, go to repositories, click the repositories. This is your repository, click the Terraform main. Okay. So how you can clone the repository? This is the URL. Copy this URL and what is the command, guys? Git clone. So for the first time, how you can clone your repository from remote to local? So git clone and the URL. You see, so you appeared as cloned as a empty repository. Okay. So what is that? CD Terraform main. You see, right? So you cloned the repository with the main branch. So what are the branches, guys? Main branch. So touch main dot tf. Okay. So you see, guys. So whatever the you created, right? So that will be in the your working directory. That is not recognized by the local repository. So whenever you create a file, so this will be not recognized by the our local repository. How it will you know? It will know by using git add and git commit command from working directory to staging, from staging to local repository. Then only the local repository, git local repository knows main.tf. how it will move from working directory to local repository. So you can move from working directory to local repository. Now you can check Git status. So Git status, what is that untracked file? This is not tracked by the local repository. So how it will track? It will track by using git add main.tf. Okay, Git status. So changes to be committed. So from untracked to track, and it moved from working directory to staging area by using git add commit. So from staging area to local repository, you can use the git commit command. I will tell you everything, guys. No worries. Git commit icon message first commit. Okay. So it will be committed. So then git status. So nothing to be commit, working tree is clean. Now it moved from your working directory to local repository. Now your GitHub local repository, Git local repository is knows the main.tf. But you see, so this file is there in our local repository, but not in the remote repository, but not in the remote repository. How we can push this from local to remote? You can push this from local to remote by using git push command. So if you from here to here, what is the command? Git push command to push the code from local to remote repository. Push the code from remote to local repository. Okay. Git push command. What is the command, guys? Git push command. So you are pushing from Terraform main local to remote Terraform main. So what it will ask? It will ask git push. If you want to push the code, what you need to provide? You need to provide the token. So you need to provide the token whatever we created. Okay, this is the token. Okay, sign in. Yeah. So this is pushed from your BlueJ Tech 123 Terraform main.git from branch main to main. Let's see the code is pushed to your branch or not. Let's refresh. Let's refresh it. Guys, what is this? So this is your repository. So who committed? Hari committed. What is the commit message? First commit. What is the commit ID? This is the commit ID. When it was 1 minute ago. So what they pushed? What Hari is pushed? Hari is pushed the main.tf. What is the commit message? First commit. So when 1 minute ago. Guys, understood? How you can push the code from your local repository to remote repository. So for example, someone is pushed another file. What is that? Oceans.tm. Who is, for example, Meghna, Pujitar, Srihita, Srinivas Reddy. Any one of is pushed the version.tf to the main.terraform, terraform.name. So in your remote repository having the main.tf and the versions.tf TF and let's check it in our local. Let's check it in our local. So ls. So is that version just TF in is in our local? No. How you can sync up? You can sync up by using which command, guys? By using which command? Git pull command. So if you want to sync up from remote to local, you can use the git pull command. Get pull command. One file is changed, and so what is that? So that file is versions.tf. You sure? So how we can push the code? How we can pull the code? Guys, now you understood what is GitHub repository? So for creating the repository and the branch, depend branch is main, right? And so we are pushing the code from local to remote, remote to local. We are pull the code from remote to local. Guys, understood? Guys, understood?
Yeah.
Srinivas,
Yes,
Varsha,
yes,
Ishwar,
yes.
Shrihita, Meghna.
Yeah, yeah.
Meghna understood, huh?
Yes, yes, Hari.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, guys. So we'll continue from tomorrow. Hmm?